Hello, today we remember the birth in 1791 of Theodore Géricault, the French Romantic painter, whose best work was called The Raft of the Medusa. The Medusa was a French ship which foundered off the coast of Africa in 1816. And the captain ordered that all the aristocrats, all the people of standing and importance and influence, should be given places in lifeboats. But hoi polloi, the rest of them, people who were just there to serve the others, were put on a raft. The idea was originally that the raft, which had 150 people on it, would be towed by the lifeboats. But of course, the raft held the lifeboats up, and so the captain ordered that it be cut free, and so it was left adrift, and it was left adrift for 13 days. And at the end of the 13 days, rescue came, but only 15 remained alive. Géricault was painting at a time when there was a real concern among radicals like him that all the ideals of the French Revolution would be lost. After the French Revolution, of course, Napoleon took over, but in 1814 he was deposed and the king was restored, and with all the aristocratic surroundings of royalty. And there was this great fear that there would open up the same divide between the rich and the poor as there had been before the French Revolution. And this picture just summarised that possibility. It had a picture of those who were on the raft, just at the moment when safety seemed to be possible. But the radical Géricault wanted to make it clear what suffering the poor people on that raft had undergone. There's a man holding his dead child. There are bodies left dead, bits of them having been removed, probably to be eaten to sustain the rest. And the radical Géricault included political statements such as the fact that right at the last minute, actually, he changed the colour of the skin of the person hailing the ship that they'd sighted to being a black person, in order to make a statement in support of the current movement to abolish slavery in France at the time. So you've got a picture here which shows vividly what happens when the rich people ignore the poor, when a society is divided. People, those left on the raft, obviously turned on themselves in order to survive. And of course, most of them, vast majority of them, didn't. And it's a reminder, I think, to us today that in a world where there does seem to be an increasing division between the very rich and the very poor, and indeed between the ordinarily rich and the ordinarily poor, we need to work for a society where the values of equality and fraternity of the French Revolution are established, where we recognise that we are all equal, we should all be treated fairly, and that this growing division between rich and poor is something against which we should really struggle and do everything we can to campaign and support all those organisations and politicians who try to work for a freer, fairer society.